Hi, I'm Cindy from Bee Dancewear. Today we're going to show you a few geometric patterns that you can do using just regular rhinestones or using chain rhinestones and different sizes. So take a look, see if there's anything that you can use on your next costume. So today I'm going to show you 3 different geometric patterns. We're going to use one as rhinestone belt or strapping that you can cut apart so you have whole pieces. See that? And then the back, it just easily cuts apart. We're going to cut it into small squares so that we can use those shapes. We're going to use some larger rhinestones and some smaller rhinestones and even show you how to use some rhinestone chain. You can choose whatever glue you like. I like E6000 the best. These are the smaller tubes. So if you're doing a small project, those are perfect. If you want a larger tube, then you want to use a big tube. But remember, these dry and go bad pretty fast. Some people like tweezer technique, some people like toothpick, some people like just using a glue syringe. When you fill up the glue syringe, you put it in and you push it up all the way so all the air bubbles are out. If you want to stop for a second, then you can just pull it back and it'll pull the glue back in. So the first pattern we're going to do is a geometric pattern. If this was your belt, you'd want to measure the center of it. I put a little mark because I know it's going to cover up. That would be the center of my belt, so that's where I'm going to start it from. So the first thing I'd want to do, I decided I wanted 4x4 squares that we'll do in a diamond pattern. So I know I want that there. And take a look and see what type of pattern you're looking at. Now remember when you do this that you'll want to count your rhinestones, go evenly. If you have a limited number of rhinestones, then you'll want to be able to make sure that you have enough for the entire belt. So the first thing that we're going to do is for this, we'll want to put a generous amount of glue in the spot because this is a big piece. We'll set it down in there and push it in. Make sure that all the ends have some glue on it. And we're good to go. Now, we've set this here. You can either eyeball it or I'll take a piece of paper and cut it down and decide exactly the space that we need. So I know from here in the center, you can measure it if you'd like. It's the 2-inch belt, so I know I want the next one to go at 1 inch. Now, if you don't want to put a chalk mark, if you're afraid that you might not cover it up, then just use the guides. Syringe. And you'll put the dot right there. And you can use the tweezers to pick up the stone and set it into place. Now there's another technique that I really like, using dental wax. Take a ball of the dental wax, put it on the end of a toothpick. You want to be gentle about how hard you push down. So I'll show you that on the next one. So we know the next one will have the same space. You could even take, if you'd like, mark this. Oh, mark it, let's grab a pin. This is our 2-inch line, and there's our 1-inch line, which would be the center. So we know if we place this down here, this point is where the point of the rhinestone needs to be. Line it all up, set it down. So you also, if you'd like, you can squeeze the glue when it's a bigger piece like this on the back to make sure you get full coverage. And then you just repeat that pattern, making sure to line everything up. Now I'm going to show you with the wax. Put a little dollop of glue. Use the wax, just lightly touch it, because if you lightly touch it, then you can set this down. Now I got a string there. I'm going to use the back side, pull out the string. And then you just continue this pattern going down. I'm going to show you another geometric pattern let's do stripes at an angle. So we know that we want the stripes. You'll look and see whatever the best angle is. I like this angle right here. So what I'll do, marking pin again, I'm going to mark the line along the bottom of the belt and along the top of the belt. That way we know that's the angle we want. We'll get the center of the belt. So 2 inch. Bring it right up against there. That's the 1 inch mark. So we know that'll be where we want it to be. Let's go ahead and mark it right here. So that's the line, that's the center. This is this. Now we're just going to follow that with stones. I'm going to use this method for some of it, but I'm also going to use a toothpick. This is actually my preferred method to use right here. Let's push some glue out. I like to put a little glue on the end of the stick, twirl it so there's no, want just a little bit of glue, but no strings. Just do a little quick flip. Tap the back of the rhinestone, put it on, and we'll follow that pattern. We're going to do them nice and close. You have a choice. Wipe off any glue that seems to want to straggle. And you just follow the cardboard. Now you can draw the line with a disappearing ink pen before you start. Before you know it, oops, got 2 there, just pull the one away, no big deal. Got some strings, wipe them off. If you keep the paper there, it'll help line it all up. Got 2 again. You'll want to work with it, find out what's the best technique for you, because everybody likes something just a little different. Just keep going. Clean up any stragglers. So there's a diagonal line. You can just keep going with the lines. It's up to you. I suggest you start from one end of the belt. If you're right-handed, start from the right side and move to the left. Because otherwise, if I try to do a line over here, we're going to start crossing over on top. Then if you want to make it equal distance apart, use your ruler, mark off the line, and no, start 1 inch, if that's the distance you want. But then make sure up here is also 1 inch also, and then follow that line again, and just keep going. Now I'm going to show you an angled, a jigsaw line, I guess is for lack of better words. We're going to want to go ahead and mark this. So let's say, let's mark it. I'm going to say this is the distance I want. Okay, I'm going to say I want the points to come down at 1 inch. We're going to do some nice sharp ones. So every 1 inch I'm going to mark. Now, I'm going to do the same up here. Line those up. 1 inch, 1 inch. 1 inch apart. Okay. So follow that line straight up. Okay. So you have lines, 1 inch apart, boxes. Now take an angle from corner to corner. Go from corner to corner. Got it a little off there, that's okay. Just adjust that angle and go back and get that. And you got corner to corner. I'm going to go ahead and cut this. Cut along the lines. Cut it out. Cut it out. I've made 2 triangles so that way I can keep them going. Let's go ahead and throw this stuff away. I find it easier to have 2 of the templates so you could work next to each other and you always can see where you're supposed to be going. So put this here. If you're going to do the lines and cover right over the stones, feel free to use some sort of marking device that wipes off. This is Taylor's chalk, so it'll come off if you change your mind. So there you go. So you can just keep moving this down the road. I like to have 2 so that I always have a spare one in case something goes wrong with one. And then we're going to go ahead and do that same technique. Here's another way that some people like to do it. They like to put the dot of glue down and then use the wax and drop it into place. Glue down and the wax and drop it into place. Let me go back to the style I really like because I find it's faster that you're doing it all at the same time. And as you're going, check that line. If anything's out of line, just move it into place. Popped in a different color there just to give it a little different of a look. Clean this off. Oops. So I did 3 stones there with a different color in the middle. I want to keep that pattern going. And the last one I'm going to show you is a diagonal line using the chain. So you'll want to figure out your diagonal again. I'm going to go ahead and just draw it into place. We'll use the blue. I'm going to say I want, so before it was at a 2-inch. This is Taylor's chalk. It'll wash off. And you want to make sure you get something that will wash off. So if I were to put the chain on there, I can look at the length that I want. Then I will cut all my pieces this same length. That's when a syringe or something like that is really good to have because you can just follow that line all the way down and simply set the chain on top. It makes a nice straight line, very easy. Got a little bit of extra glue here. Let's use this toothpick here. Let's use the back end. If it's just a drip, you can usually catch it. And then there you go. So there are our different geometric patterns. Have fun and enjoy. Okay, go ahead. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please click here to subscribe. We're going to have a lot of great videos coming out. And if you're interested in learning more about our dancewear, please click right here. All of our dancewear is available in over 200 colors, and it's made right here in the USA. And lastly, if you have any questions or have an idea for a future video, please leave it in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you again for watching this video. Just remember, be original, be inspired, be dancewear.com.